Welcome to the Good Morning from the Chicken Coop podcast with Kim Johnson, your creative strategist and master mindset coach. Filled with inspiration, distinctions, perspectives, and possibilities, we help you to cultivate a mindset that leads you to create the best version of yourself you could ever imagine. Join Kim every morning from one of her favorite happy places, her chicken coop, along with all her chickens.
Hey everybody, good morning from the chicken coop. So today I'm sharing one of my favorite tricks with you about keeping yourself on track, and that is talking to yourself. Now I know there's going to be people out there that are already laughing and saying, hey, wait a minute, talking to yourself, doesn't that mean you're insane? I'm not talking about the typical walking around your house talking to yourself. What I'm talking about is making little recordings to yourself when you're in a great state that you can play back to yourself when you are not in a great state. So let's say that we take morning, for example. Morning is a really incredibly important time in setting the tone for your day, because if your morning is messed up, then everything else tends to be going downhill from there, because we stay in that state that we put ourselves in. So if we have an intense morning and that morning is just, you wake up, there's a problem right away, you get an email that's a problem, you have issues right away, that will be one of those times where you instantaneously take that energy with yourself into the next act, whether it's getting the kids up, whether it's doing something else. Instantaneously, you have that going with you. And oftentimes, it's really, really hard to shift it because you're stuck. Essentially, you're stuck in that moment. You're like frozen, if you will, emotionally, because you're not paying attention. That's the very first thing. When you wake up, typically we're just in go mode and we're saying, what have I got to get done today? And some of us make our to-do lists in the morning. Some of us make our to-do lists in the afternoon, late in the day before. So we have it when we wake up. But most of us tend to wake up and we're only thinking about what we have to do. We're not thinking about any of the other stuff to take care of ourselves. We're just focused on this little tiny piece of, gotta get going. I got a lot to do today. Can't tell you how many times I myself will say, okay, I got a lot to do today. But the problem is, if I'm only focused on what I have to do, I'm not focused on who I'm being. So having these little recordings to myself really help me. So if you have any sort of phone that's not from 1802, you can open it up, and in your utilities you have a voice text app. And this is exactly how I record the podcast, believe it or not. I use my voice text so much, I found that it was super easy just to use it for the podcast too. So I have a whole series of little ones that stay in my phone that are just messages to myself that I use. So if I'm off track, if I'm off base, if I'm not tracking in a way that I want to, if my energy is going downhill, if I'm feeling frustrated, if I'm in between sessions, if people coach with me, they know I keep my sessions really tight because I like to stay in flow and in mode. I don't like to take breaks, actually, because it throws me off, and then I can't, I'm so in the moment, I can't get back into flow quickly. So I like to keep it pretty tight. But if I've got a couple seconds in between, or if I've had a session where it's been very emotional with a client, I have a message in my voice memos where I can listen to myself, talk to myself, and give myself a pep talk, if you will, a feedback, something to focus on instead of what I have been focusing on. And I can't begin to tell you the magic it creates, because it shifts you right away. Another piece of the puzzle is that your brain is wired to believe your voice to be true. So when you're talking to yourself, whether it's good or bad, whether it's positive or negative, your brain believes you. So when you say, oh God, I'm so frustrated, I'm so stupid, even if you just say this in your head, your brain believes that to be true. That's why it's so hard to shift out of things. And the beautiful thing is, it also believes it in reverse. So if you're able to record messages to yourself when you are feeling good and you're in a great state, and you talk to yourself, then all of a sudden you listen to that message and it changes everything. So I'll give you an example. If you're a parent and you get frustrated with your kids and you know that you have certain hot button issues like homework, that's always something in our house that triggers things. You can have a little message that you record to yourself and you can talk about that and say, like, let's say your name is Sally. You can say, hey Sally, listen, homework is going to start in about 30 minutes. You know that this is going to be awesome if you stay calm and focused. So I want you to go in there. I want you to be super centered. I want you to be calm. I want you to have the snacks ready, pencils sharpened, sit down, put on good music for the kids to listen to, and get everything in the way that they can thrive and you can thrive. And remember, take the high road. Stay calm. No yelling. Give yourself this little thing and then play it beforehand. When you're talking to yourself, you actually listen. I have them for all different things in my phone. I have them for, like I said, in between sessions. I have them for things if I'm irritated with my husband. I can go and listen to one that I have talking to me about all the things I love about him. And instantaneously, it reminds me and puts me in a state of letting go of whatever stupid thing happened that we might be arguing about. And then I can easily go right back to feeling great. So today, I would like you to make some recordings for yourself that you can listen to. And that morning recording is probably the most important of all of them. So when you get up, you can talk to yourself and say, I'm out here starting my day strong and I'm focused because I listened to my morning recording that told me when I wake up, hey Kim, you just got out of bed. It's time to get into that right state of mind. Remember, you're focused on effortless abundance. You're focused on being the best person you can be in kindness, happiness, love, and joy. That's one of mine, by the way, in case you're interested. So I can listen to that, and I can listen to it over and over and over again if I need to. You can make them as short as you want and as long as you want. Just make them. Make them. Go do it today. Make yourself one. Just try one and see how it works. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.